Hello, Dr. Tawana Worlds, by birth also known as a disruptor. Did you know that millions who grew up in poverty also die in poverty? Have you ever heard the saying, what good can come out of the hood? Well, I'm here to disrupt for just a minute. Yes, I was that little girl that grew up in the hood, grew up in the ghetto, single mother, absent father, eating out of the trash can just to survive. But I was also that girl that determined way back then that I was not going to become a product of my past. And now I help others do the same thing. I'm not a victim, I'm a victor. I help men and women from similar backgrounds find value in their own vault and create wealth from within. Hey everybody, how are you doing? Hey everybody, how are you doing? Let me go ahead and get set up on these other platforms and then share this out. Just give me a few moments to share this out to a couple of destinations that I'm not able to share it out unless I do it manually. While I'm doing that, I ask that you would share this everywhere that you can possibly share this. Okay. I only have one goal in mind, and that is to speak the truth at all times and in love. And just really tonight I'm solely here to just share my story. Like, a lot of the times I show up as, strong Tawana. I show up as let's go, let's ride, warrior Tawana. But every single day I'm bleeding, you guys. Every single day. Every single day. And over the past few days, people's real intentions and motives and their hearts. Dr. Tawana been trying to call you. Have you been trying to call me? I don't know why I didn't see your call. I will check, but I haven't had any missed calls. Give me just one more moment to go ahead and share this out. It's about 2 more places, and then I see it says J. Perkins International, so I knew who it was when I seen J. Perkins. But I will check and see if I see any missed calls on my end. All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Like I was saying, I'm just here simply to share tonight. There's a lot of people who just, started following me, just, meeting me for the first time, saw a clip that I put out there, and it just went crazy. Okay, it went viral. It's 50-something people over here. If you guys don't mind introducing yourselves or just saying, hey, this is who I am, I'm saying back to you, this is who I am. I sent you a private message. Okay, I will definitely check. I think I have an enormous amount of messages, but I will get to those messages. I'm still learning how to do TikTok and learning how to do Twitter and those different things. But I want to first say this, I put out some content a few days ago, and really starting like 2 weeks ago, that's very controversial. And, some people had some really nasty things to say. And I'm the woman for the job. I don't mind. You come for me, I'm going to come back for you, like for real. And because of that, I began to see like people's hearts. And I commented back to one person that was being very, very nasty. And that response went viral. So you got a lot of people that see, clippings, 60-second clippings. I saw it on X, you know, and it just went viral. And someone had said, because of my skin color and their skin color, that I should vote for a political party that has been very catastrophic in my life. And many people that's been following me for a very long time know that I don't play politics. It's a game. It really is a game. And at the end of the day, they don't know us and we don't know them. And the best entrance is going to always be them or, the country. And so the last time and the only time that I ever voted was in 2008. And that was by pressure. People knocking on my doors like, yeah, you ought to, vote for Barack Obama. I didn't know anything about politics at all. So whatever I'm not able to investigate or research, and I can't get to the origin of it, then I stay away from it until I have clarity about it. But, they were knocking on doors. I never forget. It was down to the last hours. And so right across the street, they had a voting booth. And, I went on over and I voted for Barack Obama because he was a Black man, right? Come on, vote for Barack Obama. My family wasn't hardcore on politics at all. We grew up in the hood for real. And so I went and I voted for him. And then I remember there was a gentleman at the little corner store by our house. After I went and voted for him, he was like, Obama is not good and we don't need him. And so we went on back to the house. After we had that conversation, I went on back to the house and I saw that Barack Obama had won the election. And instantaneously, I began to see the images on the screen where people in the church house, people everywhere were lighting up their lighters and candles, and they was crying, and it was just unreal. And it was right at that moment, my eyes was open. I saw the worship of a man, and that is a sin. And then I was able to see something, because your eyes are the windows to your soul. So as he was standing there giving his speech, it was like the veil was lifted and I was able to see right through that man. Not to mention, a couple of weeks later, after I repented, because I repented that night. God, I am so sorry. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. And I vowed that day I will never, ever vote again, because I did not know anything about politics and I shouldn't have been voting to begin with. But because they was walking around, knocking on the doors, my own people, okay? And they know when you're ignorant, that's even better. They'll help you, to the ballot, all of that. They'll help you. If you don't know, just put down in so many words. And so when he took office, I had a dream about him 2 weeks later. And this dream troubled me so bad. I tell you, it took me months to repent. It took me months to repent. Please share this everywhere. Please share this everywhere. I hope to help just one person. That's it. So I had a dream about him 2 weeks, and I had this dream in one night 17 times. And that was very strange. I've always been a dreamer since I was a child. But to have a dream that actually starts at one point and ends at another point and then starts all over again 17 times, I was disturbed. I was like, God, what are you trying to tell me? And in the dream, there was lots of people lined up in like this old modern type of, retail stores all around. It was like a shopping plaza, but they had retail stores all around it, and nobody could enter in to get food or clothes or whatever. Nobody could enter into the stores and shop unless they walked up to Barack Obama and received something he was dropping in their hand. And for whatever reason, me and my husband and my children got in the line because we thought it was a normal thing to do. Get in the line so we can enter in. Everybody else was in line, and the line was long. However, it would always start with us getting in line, we making it up to the front of the line. And then when we make it up to the front of the line, I'm walking up with my hand like that. And this is how he was dropping it into your hand. It was like some type of coin or something where you had to get this to go into the buildings to shop. So he was just like, he wasn't touching anybody's hand. He was just dropping it down like that. And I walked up with my hand like that. And as soon as I walked up with my hand to receive, I heard a loud voice from the heavens, very authoritative, say, "Run, run, run." And then I look at my husband like, they gonna know that we know, and they probably gonna kill us. But I just took off running, and that was the end of the dream. And I dreamt that dream 17 times in one night. I said, okay. Right then and there, I knew exactly what it meant. And then I began to see him mock God. I began to see his sermons. I began to research a little bit about him. I began to see him do everything anti-God. And I vowed that that was never, ever going to happen again. Even when Donald Trump was elected into office, in the 2020 elections, would my vote count? But I didn't vote. And even though I was more favorable for him, because at the end of the day, and this is not something for me to say to get anybody to, join the Trump train. At the end of the day, every man and woman is responsible for their own decisions, right? We all have a free will. So nobody can force me to do something that I don't want to be done, and nobody can force you to do something that you don't want to be done. I'm just telling my story because I've been getting a lot of hate from my people, and it's very hurtful being a leader in my community since 2005. I used to take my food stamps and give half of my food stamps to bread and hot dogs and different things of that sort. You can Google me to make sure that my neighbor didn't go hungry. And then for me to express that, no, I'm not going along with the narrative just because a candidate is Black. And this may be offensive to some people, and I don't want to be offensive. But the truth is offensive to those that are stumbling in the dark. I'm not being offensive on purpose, but I'm going to say this. Barack Obama was not a Black man. There's not even a Black man inside of our culture, African, that has the name Barack. He is mixed, right? Same thing with Kamala. There's no Kamalas in the culture. That's why we struggle to say her name. Doesn't take away that she is a melanated or minority person, but I'm not going to be duped into voting for anybody just because of their skin color, y'all. And that's going to take research, and it's going to take education on your part. People can talk to you till they blue in the face, but when you go do your research, then you are able to make an informed decision, period. I've done my research. I start putting things together. And I'm laying a foundation, right? Because I started researching, okay, we pledge allegiance to the flag, right? When we going through school, I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands. Where did democracy come from? You have to do your research, because if you go and do your research, you will find out exactly where democracy come from. And then you will see why we, the people, have been in so much bondage and oppression on purpose. Now I'm able to stand 10 toes down and tell my own people, you are poor on purpose because you are too lazy to learn, or you're either too lazy to implement what has been taught. Don't nobody got their foot on your neck, on my neck. Nobody. We all have 24 hours. Well, Doctor, I've been saying this for a very long time, so this ain't nothing new. I come by here. Always. I've always been, I love everybody, period, point blank. We are all children of God. Whether you believe in him or not, we're all children of the Most High God, period. Which makes you my brother and my sister, especially if you do his will. And I have taken on the mantle of leadership to go out and deal with my own people. And it's my own people that will in turn turn around and try to attack their leader. It's cool as long as you're coming through showing us how to make money, showing us how to start businesses. You cool. But the moment that you begin to speak truth, now you become enemy number one. And I want to make a public service announcement. I have never been in favor of bullying. I used to beat up bullies. That's why when they try to come for me, I come back. We can agree to disagree. You may not agree with what I'm saying, but that don't mean that I'm not your sister. It don't mean that it does not mean that I am not your neighbor. Okay? Tell me what is black. Your ancestors were not called black. I've never voted a day in my life, but I will say 2024 may be the first of my 43 years on this earth. Project 2025 is real. Did I read it? Have you read all 900 pages of the 2025 project? And I'm going to say this like this, in the nicest, most respectfulest way, okay? It saddens me to see so many adults walking around and operating in the spirit of fear. Because if you want to know the truth of the matter, and if you read all 900 pages of that Project 2025, then you would absolutely know, if you really up on your game, that most of that stuff is already into place. You cannot vote if you are a criminal. There's a majority of the melanated Hebrews, okay? If you don't want to, and yes, I know that we're not black. That is the byword that we are identified by, but we are Hebrews, okay? I'm not black, but I look black to them. Okay, we're not even going to get into all of that. I'm just saying, could you answer my question? You asked me a question. Now, can you answer mine? And tonight is not going to be a night where I'm going to debate with you. This is my social media platform, okay? That means that's my social media house. If you come into my house and I invite you into my house, it's all respect. The moment that you get disrespectful is the moment that I'm going to get disrespectful right back, and then I'm going to put you outside of my doors, okay? So I just want to make that clear. That's not directed at one person. It's directed at all, period, point blank. I'm not here to debate anything. Tonight, I'm going to tell my truth. I said that from the get-go. I'm not here to persuade anybody. I'm not here to do all of that. That's what got us divided right now. We're debating over religion. We're debating over whether his name is this or whether his name is that, whether you the chosen ones or whether you not, whether you white, whether you black, whether you Christian, whether you a Muslim. It's too much division. And at the end of the day, like I said, I don't play politics. I'm not into that at all. I'm about we, the American people, we the people, because you my neighbor. And I'm commanded to love and look out for my neighbor. I can give a damn less about what's going on in that White House as long as it is not affecting us as civilians. We the ones paying the price. We the ones taking the brunt. None of them in the political realm, from the White House to Congress, they ain't suffering anything. It's we, the American people, that's out here suffering, and we at each other's throats about politicians that we don't even know. It pisses me off, period. We don't even know them. If you get hungry, you can't pick up the phone and say, hello, Mr. President, or hello, Miss Vice President. You can't do that. So why is you at odds with your neighbor who you can actually, collaborate with, network with, pick up the phone with, you spend time together on these social media platforms? Why would you be trying to debate or attack? Truth of the matter is, we all don't know, okay? We still learning every single day. And that's what life is. But yes, I have read what I want to read about Project 2025, and to make what I'm saying even more so clearer is 2025 does not apply to me, period. Just like I'm a man, a woman, and they woman and men, you have no authority or no power over me whatsoever. I'm a law-abiding citizen. For one, your food stamps, if you decide to take food stamps away, take them away. God told me to give food stamps back years ago, and I obeyed. He said, do not be indebted into the government. Because if we really know scripture is happening and unfolding right before our eyes, and there ain't no amount of prayer or nothing else that we can do to change that. Now, when you have people at work, evil people with an evil agenda trying to accelerate them, we can definitely intervene, for sure. But we cannot stop prophecy from coming to pass. And at the end of the day, God said, come out from amongst them, my people, and be ye separate. That's what he said. We're supposed to have our own ecosystems. We don't need food stamps. Food stamps for what? That's what has made us as minorities comfortable to these people's systems. And truth be told, one party is trying to say, look, and that's where my people get all riled up at, they trying to take our food stamps. They trying to take our low income, y'all. They trying to take away our voting rights. We ain't gonna have free food in school. We don't need it. Ooh, God be a doorkeeper over my lips, because it pisses me off to the point where I want to say some nasty words, okay? Sometimes to get through my people. We don't need it. We need to become self-sufficient. We need to be able to take care of our communities. We do. We need that. We study asking for handouts and then begging them to care about how we feel and what's it. Come on, man. We've been walking around that mountain for hundreds and thousands of years. No, do it yourself. Why? Because every day is a gift. It's an opportunity for you to get up and do something different. We're not just here to be wasting time and asking for handouts. And unfortunately, that is what my people's problem is. Oh, you just want another stimulus from Donald Trump. Donald Trump didn't give me no stimulus the first time. You want to know why? Because God showed me during the pandemic, my people better get prepared. I'm going to show you how to go get what you need so that you can pay back, your student loans. Get, from being dependent on the government. I gave them their food stamps back. I gave them their Section 8 back. I gave them their welfare back. And I'm going to tell you something right now. God gave me so much more than I could ever ask or think when I was not dependent upon them. Period. You want wealth? Let me show you how to get it. First of all, I'll get you some land. That's what I gave to my disciples. A wise man, a wise woman leaves an inheritance for their children's children. You're supposed to have wealth and resources stacked up for your grandchildren. And then we have been so conditioned, and I'm going to talk about it tonight. Ooh, I only got an hour here, y'all. Please don't think I'm yelling at anybody. I am very passionate, okay? Very passionate. These people have taken away something from me that I can never get back. God gave me my children. God did. And a system and they policies took two of my, I only had 3 sons. I'm a mother of 9. I'm blessed. I had 6 daughters and 3 sons, and 2 of them is dead. And the pharmaceutical took them both out. I will not be silent. And I will not just go along with the status quo just to make you feel comfortable, or just to vote because she a woman, or just to vote because she a woman of color. I don't give a crap about any of that. My mission is to make sure that another child don't die on a reckless watch. That another mouth, it does not go hungry on their reckless watch. That somebody be able to keep their housing, that somebody be able to pay their bills, that somebody be able to go buy their groceries. They already got mines. So don't think for a second that I'm fighting for mines. 2 of mines is in the ground, and I'm about to show you what they did. This fight is bigger than my children. I could have been in the bed, popping perks, drinking drink, out of my mind, because I have been broken so bad. But I'm not breaking. They couldn't break me. And that's why I stand up. Because God says you stand up. You don't just go to church and look cute, okay? And recite passages of scripture. No, he said you stand up for injustices. And hot diggity dog, I'm standing all the way up. Do you understand me? You will never, ever be able to do something like that to my children and then get away with it. And then I'm just supposed to go along with the status quo because all my melanated folks think I should be voting black. Sometimes I want to grab y'all around y'all throat. And y'all know this is the way I talk. For those that just meet me for the first time, okay, don't pay me no mind, but then pay attention, okay? Don't pay me no mind, but pay attention, because I got to talk to minds this way. Sometimes I want to grab y'all around the throat and just sucker punch you right here in the middle, right here where you got to use that thing to swallow, because it don't make no sense to be that ignorant, and it don't make no sense to be that blind. It don't make no sense to keep on doing something. You know what the definition of insanity is? It's not learning from history, because whatever you don't learn from, and whenever you choose not to learn, you repeat it. And aren't we tired of repeating history? Study begging him and marching out in the street and all of that stuff. And can you give me reparations for what? Go make your own. You have every tool, every resource. You got the same amount of time. Go make your own. The hell you begging somebody to do something for? That's the position they want you in, bent over with no Vaseline. So you can always be dependent upon them. And how is that working for you? I know y'all don't like the truth, but I don't care. I'm going to tell it anyway. And ain't nobody going to stop me. And ain't nobody going to shut me up. If I can actually live through losing 2 of my children, baby, your life and all that other stuff, it don't even compare. It don't even compare, because I'm going to tell the truth. I'm going to tell the truth, okay? You say, well, Trump is the biggest bully ever. Who said anything about Trump being the biggest bully, or Trump about anything? That's the problem, Maurice Bennett. How do you know if he's the biggest bully? Do you know him in person or not? You know the power of persuasion is poisonous. It can work either way, for good or for bad. You only say that because the media has taken clips of what this man has said and put it out there into the airways, and because your ear gates are windows, are gates to your soul and your emotions, now you're responding and that's called judgment. For real. Okay? Justice comes in more than one way, sister. Look, check this out. You ain't gonna never be able to put mines in the ground, and I don't stand 10 toes down for mine. I don't care about what none of y'all talking about. And understand that if Black lives really matter, then 2 of my Black children are in the dirt. What you gonna do about that, brother? Let me ask you that question. Ain't no way in hell I don't even want another 5 months with these people. Too many people have been unalived. Too many young people have been unalived, and all we thinking about is color. Are you for real? You don't know the pain I wake up in and the pain I go to bed in. You couldn't even imagine, my man. You couldn't even imagine. You can't even imagine looking at my family and my children and my young baby. They don't get to know their brother. And this is not a temporal thing. This is a life sentence. Who is going to be accountable for my children's death? Who is going to give me justice? I would never let the government do something like that to my children, and then I just sit on back and just keep on playing politics. Hell no. Hell no. And if anybody want to fight, baby, Proverbs 20:30 said a severe beating will knock all the evil out of people. So he gave me permission to fight. I'm willing to lay my life down. I don't have nothing else to lose. And I'm going to speak it from the mountaintops, the valley low. I speak it from the very pits of hell. Ain't no way. I don't care how people feeling. I don't care how much you want to hold on to this or hold on to that. Justice going to come in this form. If it come in many forms, it's going to come with getting them people out of here that is harming everyday people. Everyday people. You have to be Ray Charles blind. For real. To allow people out here. People can't pay their rent. People can't pay their rent. People can't drive their cars. People can't feed their kids. People are losing their kids. How dare you? For what? You had 4 years to do what you was going to do and you ain't did nothing. What makes you think you're even worthy to get 4 more years? For what? Because you Black? Let me stick to the script, okay? Because I wanted to tell y'all my story. Ain't no way in hell. And I'm not trying to convince nobody. I'm going to tell you right now, when I was called by God, God took me to this scripture in Ezekiel. And he kept taking me there until I ate the scroll, until I was able to understand. He said, Tawana, I am going to prepare you to go to my people that are hard-headed and they stiff-necked. Y'all gonna make me preach up on here today, okay? Because see, what we, the people, don't want to really realize is that we mad at the white folks. And I'm not saying me, because I ain't mad at you. You understand? I love you. I understand how we got here. Let me educate you. God had blessed us real good. And we kept on whoring after other idols. We kept on wanting other stuff outside of God. We didn't want God. We didn't want to follow his laws and his precepts. We wanted to marry outside and do all of this other foolishness. And God kept on giving us chance after chance, after chance, after chance. That's why when you go to church, you should read both parts of the book, okay? Not just in Matthew where they tell you to start, because then you will be able to understand how we even need a New Testament. Why we even need a savior, because that will let you know your history, how damn hard-headed we've been, how damn ignorant and rebellious we have been. And God said, enough is enough. I'm going to let you go into the hands of your oppressors. I'm going to let you go right over there. You keep on whoring over there. I'm going to let you go over there in captivity for 400 years. So we mad at the white man. But the white man was given permission by God to chastise us. He said, you will be sold into all parts of the earth, and your children will be sold, and they will be murdered in front of you, and you will become a byword, that N word, all the things because of our disobedience. So who's to blame? We still disobedient. We would rather burn sage and pledge allegiance to sororities and all other type of stuff than actually, because this is a spiritual battle that's being waged at this moment. We think, it's about a white man named Donald Trump and a black woman named Kamala Harris. It's deeper than that, baby. It's way deeper than that. This is about good and evil. And it sickens me that so many having eyes to see cannot see. See, God didn't pull the wool off of your eyes. You can see when you see your whole entire nation being invaded. If you're going to read the word, if you're going to read the word, read all of the word. That's why I'm the woman for the job. Y'all understand me? Hopefully y'all get to understand some insight about who is Dr. Tawana, why she's so real, raw, and uncut. This is the reason. Right? Eyes to see, but people are seeing one way on both sides. We have to see the whole picture. Well, that applies to you. Okay? This is what I'm going to say to you respectfully, because you're my brother and I love you. And at the end of the day, I need you as much as you need me. Okay? And we all don't know everything, but all together we know everything. How about that? We learn from each other. And really, it's a distraction to be trying to debate with you about some people that neither one of us know. And at the end of the day, they all got each other phone numbers. They all sit at the same tables. They just sit on separate sides. That's it. It's real life for me. That's why I'm speaking. I'm not out here playing politics, okay? If you want to play, then be my guest. Have your way. I'm not going to stop you. I'm not trying to make you join Trump. I'm voting for Trump. That's all I got to worry about is my vote. You vote for whoever you want to. We can still keep it respectful. But you cannot convince me to see through your eyes, because your eyes is given for you and mine is given for me. Period, point blank. I'm going to use my platform and I'm going to use my voice, and ain't nobody going to stop me. That's just all I'm saying, respectfully. To tell the truth about what their policies have done to me. Under Trump's policies, there could have been fentanyl in here. One is one too many. I'm not going to say that they wasn't, but one thing that I do know about Donald J. Trump, he would have come through the border if you want to. Donald Trump probably would have stood on the border himself. That's what I like about Donald Trump. He's arrogant and he's a bully and he's all that. He's real, and real recognize real. Y'all ever heard that saying? He's real. And many people don't like me either, because I'm just as real. Tell you to your face what I got to say and not behind your back. And just say Donald Trump was racist. I can respect a man that is racist to my face than cowardly racist to my back. I can respect that. At least I know you don't like me to my face. You've not said what God will is. I only want God will. I am a theocrat. Be whatever you want to, okay? I'm a kingdom believer. Put any title you want to on you, okay? And after I say this to you, we're done. I already said. The word tells me to live at peace with all men, okay? And you said your part respectfully. And we're going to leave it there, beloved. But you're not going to come up over here on my platform telling me what to do on my platform. That's what you're not going to do. If this ain't what fits you, you're free to go ahead and keep it moving. Thank you for popping in, dropping in. You feel what I'm saying? Thank you for popping in, dropping in. But at the end of the day, I'm going to finish what I got to finish, because I'm on here on a limited amount of time. And what I come by here to do is tell my story. Okay? That's it. However, people around me all over the country was able to eat on Trump's policies and different things of that sort. You know what Donald Trump gonna do to you and with the Project 2025? Well, if you know about Project 2025, you ought to know about Agenda 2030. Because they be meeting, the WHO and WEF, that's what they be meeting in Washington, D.C., Joe Biden and them to accelerate it. Okay? My sister, why are you so aggressive? I came in peace. I have my opinion. I'm going to just leave that alone. What I am going to say is I rebuke that in Jesus' name. You can't speak aggression on me. Okay? Please don't misconstrue my boldness and my authority with aggression. Because there's not a man on planet Earth that I'm even going to allow my power to be relinquished to make me aggressive. I don't know you, what I look like. That's how people get high blood pressure. Then you go to bed, about somebody on the internet that you don't even know. I'm just frank and I'm direct and I'm very bold enough. And that's what a lot of people don't like about Trump. You came here talking about Trump. And that's cool. I like me. So everybody else's likes is extra. Back to what I was saying, when God called me, he told me, look, I'm going to send you to the rebellious house of Israel. That's who I'm going to send you to. They don't like listening. They ain't going to listen to you because they don't listen to me, but I'm still going to send you to them. And you're going to preach my truth to them, because if you do not, I'm going to hold you accountable. So I, Tawana Janice Worlds, will forever do that, because I am accountable to him first. Okay? I'm accountable to him. Period, point blank. We're done. If you take it as aggression, then that's on you. I'm explaining to you right now, there's nothing aggressive about me. Nothing at all. Am I passionate? Absolutely. Am I going to stand 10 toes down about what I believe? I'm not easily to be persuaded or manipulated or none of that, because I have a relationship with God. I asked him, what do I need to do? And he gave me the green light to vote for Donald J. Trump. Okay. So it's Trump 2024. And no, Trump is not a savior, but God does use his deliverers. Yeshua HaMashiach, Jesus Christ, is my savior. But God always have and always will raise up a man and sometimes a woman as deliverers for their people. I'll just leave that right there. Okay. You want to argue with Donald Trump? I think you're on True Social. I'm not here to defend Donald Trump because I don't know Donald Trump. I'm here to defend and tell my story about why I'm voting for him. Well, what is he going to do to us in 2025? Same thing he did in 2016 to 2020, make America great again. That's what Donald Trump want to do. He's a businessman. And I learned a lot from him. I learned how to live tax-free. I learned how to buy my land. I learned how to stop asking the government for government handouts. You feel what I'm saying? I learned how to get off of welfare. I learned how to give them back their food stamps, give them back their Section 8. Okay. I learned how to do 7 figures in 2 years, letting God bless the work of my hands. The more that I make, I can give more. I learned how to be obedient. I learned how to manage my finances. I learned how to work on my credit. I learned that I couldn't serve a good God with a raggedy characteristic or a lying, thieving, conniving characteristic. Not paying my debt. I learned how to do all of that. Okay. I really did. They don't know the difference between assertive. Thank you. Come on, brother Cool J, because you already know your girl up over here. I'm just as passionate when I'm talking about doing something, building you something. The people that are afraid about Project 2025 are lazy bones. I said it. You're lazy. You steady looking for somebody else to do something for you, do it for yourself. That's what I did. Ain't no need to marching down the street. Black Lives Matter. Make your Black Life matter to yourself. Put some respect on you. I ain't never been a part of that, ever, and never will. Why would I go on the street marching and burning down stuff that my ancestors and elders and stuff like that got to use? And man, that's dumb. because you want something. If we was educated, we'd know that the United States of America is a corporation. So when did feelings ever get involved in a corporation? See, the public sector is afraid of Project 2025. Because if you go do some research on Google, it tells you public sector is owned by the government, but private sector, baby, nah, we own businesses and the government respect us as such. Business owners, we employ other people. We're giving back, we're contributing to the betterment of the government. We're not taking and asking anything. They realize that we haven't been able to come together long enough, strong enough. Exactly. Some of my own people. Trump has said time and time again that Project 2025 was not an agenda that he is behind. Yes, he did say that. Now you're reaching, Dr. T. Look, can I just look at this man still over here? Let me go ahead and block you because you came over here with an argument. You can argue by yourself. You just being a distraction at this time. Let me just go ahead and block you. You go ahead and vote for Kamala. If you're mad, you ain't gonna do nothing about it. I'm on a mission to make sure Kamala, y'all seen my shirt. You voting Kamala for president. I'm voting Kamala for president with her bloody hands. You don't get up out of here. What the hell? You ain't finna come over here and defend none of them demons. How the hell you gonna say you believe in God and they everything anti-God? God said thou shalt not murder. The hell? You ain't supposed to be up unaliving your unborn children. You're supposed to be doing the opposite. Be fruitful, multiply, replenish the earth, subdue. You a demon, bro. Are you serious? You can't tell me you believe in God. You a theocrat. If you don't get the hell up out of here, y'all excuse me. Lord have mercy. Father, if you don't get your people, get them if you want them, because you already know. I'm Paul and David and Peter. I'm mixed with a whole bunch. Okay, I'm warrior. Ain't no chicken in my blood at all. I'm from the line of the tribe of Judah. You are going to hear me roar. Don't be coming up over here with that ignorant stupidity. I don't want to hear nothing about Kamala. And then still playing in your faces. That's how much she think about you. You ain't worth nothing but tits and clicks. Oh, we know how to get the black people vote. I'm so, these folks of yours, God, Lord. Play in your face. You ain't worth nothing but a booty shake. Get out of here. We're not even on the same level. You all entertained and hyped up. Do you know that entertainment means to be detained for entry? You can't even think for yourself. You don't understand that this is a battle between Jehu and Jezebel is not taking the throne on my watch. Hope y'all hear me loud and clearly. Jezebel ain't, nah, baby, your throne coming down. We're going to have a funeral for you, Jezebel. You will not get in power. Well, Dr. Tawana, why you don't run for president? Oh, y'all don't want me to step on y'all toes with this because I'm about to step on your toes with this too. And I love women. You understand me? I'm a woman, 100% woman. We ain't got no business trying to run no White House, run no country. Every freaking month, during that time of the month, the whole entire planet will be blowed up. We don't got no business. Then wonder why you got fibroids and all of this other stuff. You ain't got no business. That's what's wrong. Notice the women that used to tend to the house and work from home and be Proverbs 31. They didn't have all these ailments. Out here trying to, we want women equality. Well, go ahead. Get you some fibroids too. Some diabetes, some anxiety. Ain't gonna like me. Ain't gonna like me, but I don't care. I like me. Period. That's not a role. That's why you've never heard of it from around the earth, except Queen England, and that's another situation. It's another situation. No, this is Jehu and Jezebel coming down. You got all these eunuchs running around. Jezebel then castrated all of these men and women and got them as eunuchs. But this is spiritual. And with that being said, okay, We definitely know men in other countries don't respect women. If people don't wake up, we are in trouble. Listen, let me tell you, I know my role, my position, and I play that to fullest. I love our men. That's the godly order of things. Is there things for women to do? Absolutely. Absolutely. But people don't really understand what in the hell is happening. Why? Because they've been entertained. The spirit of Jezebel didn't bring down these men, and men ball down these men. Eunuchs. Go do some research on Jezebel. Okay, she castrated her eunuchs. Go do some research. Y'all be wanting to argue and understand that y'all listen. That's why God's still working on me, because he know I'll sit up all night and go back and forth with you. I don't have a problem. It helps the algorithm. One thing that I do know is this sword over here is blistering wet. I'm not your average, Sunday school Christian. No, I'm kingdom, baby. And I know that word. I eat it. I breathe it. I sleep it. I know that word. And still learning it, and will forever be learning it. And what I do know is that for the next 90 days, I'm legislating in the spirit. I will be hot diggity damn if Kamala and the Democrats with their evil agenda take power. At the end of the day, God is going to decide. But I'm going to do my part as a kingdom ambassador. That's what Christ came preaching, the kingdom of God. It's the difference. Christians and kingdom, totally different. I don't just stand around with a bunch of fancy words. No, I do what he said do. He told me exactly what to do when I did that. And still doing it. Unafraid and unashamed. Ain't nobody gonna shut me up. Ain't nobody running around cowardly and all of that stuff. It's a sad shame to see all of these grown folks running around with a spirit of fear, talking about God. Man, you're gonna be the first ones. If you can't run with mere men, then you sure can't hang with horses and chariots. We are not on the same level. As bad as this pain hurt me, it was necessary for such a time as this. Y'all better ask somebody. If it wasn't God when he gave it to me, he wouldn't allow me to endure it. So I'm walking around looking for sympathies, and I'm sorry for y'all. That don't even help me, but thank you. What's going to help me is making sure that not on my watch. Not on my watch. Not on my watch. That's my message. Not on my watch. You ain't finna cackle and laugh about nothing else, bro. The blood of our children is crying out from the ground. You don't pray. Do you know what that means? I don't even know what you're talking about. And I'm not giving no attention to nobody that listen. And I say that respectfully. I don't care who you is. I say that respectfully. I don't even know what you're talking about. Okay? Yeah, I pray. You want to see? There's a lot of English language we are using spells. No, I'm not using spells. I don't receive that. That may be what it meant. Okay? But I don't use spells. No, I use the scripture. That ain't no spell. I use that good old word. Yeah, there's a marine spirit, all kind of stuff. A python spirit got these people all wrapped up, tied up, and just, you feel what I'm saying? Like, no, they under a spell. Every time the false media, and that's why I be telling y'all, when y'all see me come through here, and I'm not a beggar, I'm a businesswoman. Half of the times I can't even get up here, y'all, and get on here because I'm in so much pain. These people have put me in a life Sentence of pain, y'all. You couldn't even understand it. Imagine being cut open and you don't have anything for the pain. You just got an open wound and everything on the inside was removed out. You don't get no stitches. You don't get no nothing. You just in pain. But my pain gonna be used for more than just to hurt me. No, you ain't finna hurt me. My pain ain't just gonna hurt me. My pain gonna be my passion. It's gonna be my pulpit. It's gonna be my purpose. I'm gonna tell the whole entire world. They're not gonna shut me up. I'm not afraid of anything. To be absent from this body is to be present with the Lord, and I ain't going out a day sooner than what God intended. I'm gonna fulfill my purpose, and I'm gonna say exactly what God told me to say. And I'm going to stand 10 toes down, baby. I got the peace of God and I got several pieces of steel. You understand me? I'm really about that life. You do not get to kill my children. My children were murdered. My children was murdered. Most people don't know, growing up, I was very, very poor. God never told you to talk about you. He said to talk about, listen. Anyhow, I grew up real impoverished. Real impoverished. My mother was a single mother and my father was absent my entire life in prison. I remember at the age of 13 years of age walking through an alley after being touched on inappropriately so many times because of us being poor and homeless, bouncing from house to house. And I remember at the age of 13, I prayed in an alley. And I said, Father, I don't know what love feels like. Can you imagine being 13 years of old asking God to give you children? But I didn't know what love felt like. And so I felt like if you give me children, I will love them so much. And like, I know that you like love me so much because you gave me children. 3 years later, I did not know that I was going to have my first child. And I was RAP, you put the last letter on it. With my first child, I chose not to abort my child, even regardless of the circumstances. Most people don't know that 5 out of my 9 children were a byproduct of being homeless and touched inappropriately. So imagine having that done to you and then having a baby. The first man that did that after I had the baby because I was homeless. And his mama like, look, I'll help you. My son did a very terrible thing, but I will help you. After I had that baby, it wasn't even 6 weeks later. He did it again. So when I tell you that my kids mean everything to me, my children meant everything to me. They were God's gift to me. I asked him for them. And I vowed that I would protect my children and take care of my children all of my life. My children were never removed from my home, from no CPS. My children always went to school. My children always had very nice clothing to put on. I did even when I went out, I had holes in my underwear so they didn't have holes in theirs. Many a nights I went hungry so that they did not go hungry, living on welfare and Section 8, never having enough. But I did what I had to do as a single mother before I was a married mother. And then God loved me so much that he sent my husband to me. And my husband stepped up because they didn't, their dads did the worst thing. I mean, I was raising children with no fathers because I decided to keep my children. And it affected my children. When other kids went to their grandparents and blah, 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 you feel what I'm saying? That affected my children. So I overtly loved on them even more so, because the other half was not there to give them that love. Wherever you see me, you see my kids as one. Wherever you see me, you see my kids as one. And even when it was hard and the thought like, man, I should give my kids to CPS or something like that, because I can't take care of them. I had 6 children by the age of 24. No, I thugged it out with my kids. And I made decisions and sacrifices so that they would never have to suffer. And that was my vow to God. I will give you my life and I will serve you if you protect my children. I don't want my children going through anything that I've had to go through. So whatever I got to go through as the forerunner, I will go through it so that they don't. And my babies are dead. So there's no way in the world. When I come and I show up, I'm Dr. Tawana, the disruptor. Today I'm bleeding. I don't think I went to sleep. I go to sleep like I used to go to sleep. Used to be able to go to sleep 9, 10. I'm up 11, 12, 1 o'clock in the morning. I heard my baby's voice for the first time in 6 years the other day. So I grew up very poor, and I vowed to God that I would take care of my children. And I raised all mine. I raised all of mine. Raised them till they were adults. At the age of, and because my mama was poor, I picked up poor mindset, welfare, Section 8, poor mindset. When I went to put my son into public school, the first day he had, that was probably the only day he ever had a good day, according to the teachers. Don't think about getting no job, because they finna hammer you down with phone calls. Oh, Kev Ryan's doing this. Kev Ryan's doing that. Kev Ryan's fixing his shoe. Kev Ryan's playing with his belt. Kev Ryan's whistling. Kev Ryan's drawing during math time. All of this stuff. So me thinking I'm doing a good thing for my child, because all I keep getting is a bunch of, thank y'all for the gifts over here. I'm not ignoring y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm thinking, okay, well, what the hell is going on with my kid, man? You know what I'm saying? He don't do this at the house. I'm coming up to the classes. I'm sitting in the classroom. He acting the way that he would act at the house. I leave. He's cutting up again. He's rearranging. He's beatboxing. He was very artistic. Very artistic. Loved art. Everything about art. He loved to draw. He loved fashion. He loved to make music. And they're like, no, we think you should get tested. I'm like, tested? I'm thinking I'm doing the right thing, because I'll do anything for my children. So I'm like, okay, let's get him tested. Make sure he can get a good education in school. Out in California, Kamala's state. I spent 15 minutes with the quack. He asked me basic questions. Do we like to jump off the bed? Do we got friends? Do we fight with his siblings? Basic questions. I'm like, yeah. Okay, we're going to diagnose him with ADHD, ODD. I'm like, what is that? Oh, it's attention deficit disorder. Some kids need it. They just, get so hyped up in school and. But we have something that can, and ODD is oppositional defiant disorder. When he like breaks his brother's toys, or what I'm saying, he breaks his sister's. That's oppositional. I ain't never even heard of this dumb stuff. I'm like, okay. It was like, we got something for it, that can help him in school. And I'm like, what is that? I'm already on the defense, because if you thinking about talking about some medication, I'm finna shut you all the way down. I don't do medication. God told me not to even put anything in his body when he was born, if you catch my drift. So the first thing come out of his mouth, I can write him a prescription that'll help him in school. I said, oh no, yeah, we cool, we done. I don't even get him Tylenol. This boy ain't never even been to the hospital. God takes very good care of him. Oh, okay, no problem. You just, okay, cool. No big deals. We walked out of there. 2 days later, CPS show up to my house, wanting to question all of my children and threatening to take me to jail. Why? Because they set me up. The school referred me to the psychiatrist. The psychiatrist made the diagnosis, and now I'm doing a medical neglect because he's been medically diagnosed. Right? So now they threaten me. I'm uneducated. I'm ignorant. I'm poor. Well, you can go to jail for medical neglect because he has been medically diagnosed. So I have an attitude. I'm upset because now I'm forced to do something I don't want to do. I know how to deal with my son. Nevertheless, since you say that he need to go to school and learn because he has a right to an education, then he can only take that medication at school. I will not give it to him at the weekends. I'm standing firm on that. Holidays, vacations, when he at the house, because I got something for him, okay? It's called a belt. That's why he don't get out of line. We got morals and rules in this house. I don't need medication for my kid. But Monday through Friday, I will give it to him. My baby went to school at the age of 15. I dropped him off at high school. Every day, Mom, I love you. He get to school, call me all through the day. Mom, what you doing? I mean, the boys and they mama relationships is different. Mom, what you doing? Boy, what you doing? He's supposed to be in school. Mama, I'm out of school. I'm going over to Nate's house to play basketball. Cool, I'm on my way. We still going to Walmart? Yeah, I'm on my way. Greedy. It's the last thing I said to my son. The drive is only 8 minutes. While I'm on my way to go pick up my son, he playing basketball. My baby drops dead on the basketball court. Just like that, gone forever. Nobody knows how he died. So now they got to do an autopsy. Let me tell you how good God is, because I never, growing up, I never was like, oh, I want to be a doctor or a doctor or anything. But 2.5 years prior to this, I just had this burning desire to go to UEI college. I really wanted to prove to myself that I can graduate, because I never had a graduation as a child. I never had a graduation in middle school. I never had a graduation in high school. I got pregnant at 16 and dropped out so I can take care of my children. Never had a graduation. I was too busy defending myself against bullies. So every time I turned around, I was getting into a fight. So I never had a graduation, never had a birthday party. So that was something that I said, I'm going to give to myself. I'm going to go to school. I just had this burning passion to take medical assistant. not knowing that I needed to go to that school and learn medical terminology for when my son died, and they try to come back to me and tell me he had congenital heart defects. That's what killed him. I said, oh, hell no, the devil is a liar. I know that for sure. Let me go ahead and grab all his medical records because I come with receipts. This baby wasn't born with nothing wrong with his heart at all. So when I pulled them receipts on him, they was like, well, this is just a preliminary autopsy. No, the hell, you try to play with me, I will sue the hair off your head for real, because you're not finna just do that. God had already told me in my spirit the day that he died. It was the medication. So I started going to go research. Come to find out, my baby was 476. And then when they came out with the real one, it said my baby suffered 4 myocardial infarctions. Now, they didn't know that I was a medical assistant, and I proved to myself to be on the dean's list because I never had that, never had a 4.0, never was on the dean's list. I wanted to do that for myself. So when I went to medical school, guess what? I did all my work so I can get a 4.0 and be on the dean's list. Guess what? Which one of the words that I had to learn? Myocardial. What does that mean? Heart. Infarction means attack. So now I was able to realize that my son suffered 4 heart attacks on the medication, and that is what killed him. I was like, okay. I wasn't mad at nothing. The only thing that I was mad about was that my mind was so impoverished that I didn't do no research about this medication, about them giving it to my child. I just believed the white coats and what they said. And that's what stopped me from just going along with the flow. See, pain will teach you something that poverty won't let you learn. Adderall and Concerta was the medication he was on. That Adderall, he was on it from 5 all the way up into 12. But when he started taking Concerta, okay, so then I had to go get armed because I'm like, my whole life is upside down now. And I couldn't get mad at anything but poverty because I said at the end of the day, if I was well informed and I was educated, and not only educated, but I had financial resources, then I would have been able to put my son in a private school, because private schools cater to your children's learning style. Why? Because you pay them to teach your child. In public school, it's a one size fit all. You're poor, this is what you get. We got 30 students to one child. Your child ain't getting no special privileges. We need your child to sit down just like all the rest of them, so our teacher ain't overwhelmed and overburdened and underpaid. So you don't get no special privileges in public school. And that is what pissed me off, but in a good way. In a good way. It made me go research. That's good, beloved Tracy. My son used to take, that's good. Because then I had to go research, and guess what I found out? When the teachers refer the child to the psychiatrist, they get a bonus. And when the psychiatrist diagnose, they get a bonus and write a prescription. And when the prescription fills the prescription, the pharmacist fills the prescription, then they get a bonus. I said, oh, okay, cool. So y'all didn't play the game. Then I had to dig a little bit deeper, and I said, oh, okay, this was put on the market back then as Ritalin. And then it was black box because Ritalin had caused the same thing over, like in the UK. It took out 13 male boys, and it hit them right at the age of puberty, like right 13, 14. Same thing with my son. Teachers do not get a bonus. Actually, they do. It's researched. It's research. Okay. Maybe you're a teacher and you don't get a bonus to refer, but this is research. Okay. This is research that I have done. This is research. It is a scientist, an African-American scientist. It's all the system. Everybody get a bonus. Probably just not you. Not saying that about all teachers, but this is statistically proven. Statistically, everybody get a bonus. Trust me, I had to go do, and you don't have to trust me. I'm not saying you trust me. I'm saying I have had to go do my research. I did not know this before. My daughter is a teacher. She don't get a bonus. Does your daughter refer children to go be evaluated? Does your daughter refer, or do your children, not any teacher I do know, that's bad, maybe depends what state. This was in California, okay? But do the teachers, or do yourself or your children refer the children to the psychiatrist? Because in California they do. I do not. I handle with the parents. I love you. I love you. Thank you. That's the way I think it should be handled. She teaches at Third Future School. Teachers out in California, this is why I was able to sue the Los Angeles Unified School District and win. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I did not know until after my son passed away. But they'll tell you the same thing, that Adderall is not the same as crystal meth. And then you go and research it. When you put your children on this, there's 4 things that can happen. That, believe me, I know. I had to go get this knowledge because it did this to my child. They get bonuses. Thank you. Hello. Them IEPs, yep, the special ed, but they have to refer you to the psychiatrist, and that's where the referral come from. The teacher keep on making up the complaints, and they have to refer you to a psychiatrist so you can get an evaluation, so your kid can get some help to get an education. I know exactly what I'm talking about. Trust me. I done been there, done that. I had to sue him. Had to go get me a good old Jewish lawyer and sue the draws off of him about playing with my child. And won. But there's only 4 things that can happen to your child when taking this medication. Thank you, Chad. They become homicidal with the H, suicidal with the S. I had to go get a Jewish lawyer, yes. Went right from down there in Hollywood to sue the schools. Yeah, I had to go get one. And it might not make sense to you right now, but it'll make sense to you later on, especially out there in California, okay? So you either going to be homicidal with the H, suicidal with the S. You're going to become an addict, or you're going to have health defects. Trust me, I done been to many places talking to high-profile people. One in particular, a doctor, beat herself up and down. She had 20 girls, gave them the world. Spoiled them rotten. And she didn't understand why they ended up on meth. And she felt like a failure up until one day I asked her, was your kids at any given time ever on any type of stimulant? Said, yeah. Most teachers are good and care for their students. I know I do. I'm good. I was a para educator. So I went into the school systems for this very reason. I don't say there's no shame or no pun intended to teachers. I don't want nobody to be attacking teachers. Teachers do their dangest, to take care of these children. Public school versus private school. That's what I'm talking about. Teachers got 25, 30 students to one teacher. It's impossible. And then they barely pay them anything. And then now you got to deal with all these personalities. So I never, ever blame a teacher. It's a system. I blame the system. And this is where it comes into play with poverty and handouts. And that's why I'm so against that. Okay? So now I tell her, did your child ever take? Yes, they did. That's the problem. If they don't end up injured, they don't end up addicted, they don't harm themselves, they may harm someone else. My graduating class had 6 at a private school. I don't know how teachers do it. Listen, that's what I'm talking about. And they get the best. They get the best learning experience in a private setting. 80% of my kids come from poverty. That's why you hear my voice, because it's got to change. It got to change. My children, my little children now, they're homeschooled. Can't pay me. I put them in private school at the appropriate time, but I'm responsible for my own child, and that's something that I will never ever do again. I'm responsible for my own. But I got much respect to teachers. I didn't even went back and substituted. My thing is that I don't like disrespectful children. I'm one of them type of raised by the old school. So all that hooping and hollering, and you got to have a passion for that, okay? I better knock somebody's kid out, getting all huffy and puffy. I'm from the old school. Everybody in the neighborhood used to be able to whoop us. Everybody. You get out of the line, I'm going to whoop you. Then when you get home, you finna get another whooping for embarrassing your parent while your parent wasn't around. I'm from that type of era, right? I don't like kids cussing and stuff in front of me. I believe what you put into a child is what you get out. They like bank accounts. And some of these parents didn't ruin their children. So how can you can't even go back and try to mop that up. You try to say something to them, here come their parents. Now you got to fight their parents and all that stuff. I love my freedom. So you know what I'm saying? Salute to you, teachers. God bless y'all. I love y'all. Straight up. But I had to get out of that field because, listen, you ain't finna be slapping on me. And listen, if I say sit down, you better sit down. At the end of the day, I don't care who kid you is, because I look at you as you being a part of my kid. I don't care the color of your skin. If you out of line, I'm gonna check you. And then if you want to fight, I can fight too. That's just the way that I look at things. Parents are a big problem. Yes, they are. They are 100%. That's why I just get your kid and let him be over there. However, my son, that is how Ryan passed away. And that is when I decided that I was not going to be poor. And poor is not financial. Poor is mindset. Poor is mindset. Oh, I can't have this. I can't do this. I can't obtain this. I can't read this. I can't learn this. I can't buy this. I can't rent this. I can't live here. I can't drive this. Nah. Ain't nothing in control of my life but the Holy Spirit. Nothing. And it sure ain't no man. And if I want what the next man have, then I need to go and sit under that man and ask that man, what did you do? Or I need to invest so he can teach me and coach me. Can you teach me? I'll pay you to teach me what you learned so I can go do what you did. And now we both can have the same thing. I got out of the mindset of looking for handouts. For real. I started educating myself, and that was the very first thing that I started educating, because I needed to make sure that don't happen to none of my children and nobody else. So now I had to go educate myself so I could turn around and educate other people. That's for sure. So that was the first systemic unaliving of my child. It took me a very long time to get over that heartbreak. And I'm not even saying get over, because you don't never get over. I'm talking about getting over enough to the point to where you can have some sense of normalcy, because nothing will never be normal. Every holiday, every graduation, every time you see somebody else with their family and their children, it'll never be right. Me and my kids, my remaining kids, don't even take family photos, because why? My family is broken. The whole family is not together. On the day that my 15-year-old dropped dead, I was in Alabama. That's where he passed away at. My children were out in California. My oldest son, which is my firstborn son, we're so close. When I'm riding around looking for him, because he told me he was going to be one spot, but truth be told, he had already suffered the heart attack on the basketball court, and they took him to the hospital. So while I'm riding around, I'm like, y'all talk to him. This ain't like him. I'm panicking. I'm freaking out. I'm talking to him on the phone. Y'all, where he at? I can't. This ain't like him. He ain't coming. You know what I'm saying? So when the fire marshal pulled alongside me, because his friend was in the car with the fire marshal riding around looking for me while I was riding around looking for them, pulled up on me and said, yeah, Ryan passed out. And he didn't wake up. When they said that, my kids is on the phone. And I'm screaming. I'm like, oh my God. Like, what you mean he didn't wake up? So I'm like, you guys, I'm gonna call y'all back. I'm calling the hospital, trying to see what hospital he didn't went to. I'm driving to the one my spirit telling me to go to, but I'm calling the other ones. Oh my God, you know what I'm saying? And then I called him back when I got to the hospital, because when I got to the hospital that I made it to, they told me he was not there. But my mama's spirit knew my baby was there. As soon as I pulled into the parking lot, something supernatural happened, because everything in my body just got really heavy and I could not move at all. And I told my husband, he here and something ain't right. And if these people tell me something about my son that I don't want to hear, I'm going to lose my mind. So could you go in there and see what's going on? While he was going in, I seen a paramedic come out rolling a gurney, and I yelled across the parking lot. I said, hey, did you just bring a 15-year-old boy here? And the man said, yes. And it's just like I sunk into the seat. I said, is he okay? He was like, ma'am, you can go in there. And then by that time, my husband on his way out, he's coming out. He's like, they want you. So now I'm on the phone with my kids again, like, y'all, I'm scared. What they gonna tell me? I'm crying to my kids because I don't know what they finna tell me. I'm like, I can't move. My feet won't move. I can't get out of the car. I'm scared. My husband, like, he looking crazy. I just knew. And when I walked in the hospital, they was like, come here, man. The doctor want to talk to you, the doctor. And I'm like, no. I don't know what y'all talking about. No. They was like, no, the doctor wants to. I was like, I want to see my child. I want to see my child. Where's my child at? She was like, ma'am, I'm going to take you to see your son. The doctor want to talk to you first. So I'm thinking he's alive. Maybe he's in surgery. She said, I'm going to take you to go see your son. The doctor want to talk to you first. So when she told me that, I'm like, okay, I calmed down. They take me in a room. 10 doctors come in. Are you the mother of? Yes. And she just kind of did her hands like this. She's like, are you the mother of Ryan? I was like, yes. And she was like, and when she clapped her hands like that, I knew she was getting ready to tell me. I just started yelling, if you tell me my son dead, you bet not come in here and tell me my son is dead. And the way she looked at me like, They took me over to see my kid. And something so supernatural happened because he was dead in the flesh, but it was like when I looked into his eyes, I could hear his voice say, "Mama, be strong. Fight for me." That's exactly what he said. "Mama," because I looked at him, I just said, "Oh my," and I can just hear him say, "Mama, be strong and fight for me." And my children heard that on the other end. And now my 16-year-old, who does not know how to drive, he just jumps in my daughter's car. I don't know if he was trying to get to Alabama. I don't know. He was just trying to get to my brother's dead. Everybody was so, what? He jumped in the car. He driving. He don't even know how to drive because I ain't taught him yet. And boom, he hit 2 parked cars. He locked my baby up because after he hit the parked cars, he ran. Now he panicking. I'm finna go to jail. I'm trying to get to my mama, my brother. He panicking. He's 16. They lock him up. I fly from Alabama to California, and I said, look, my daughter ain't pressing no charges. I know her car is damaged. If their cars is damaged, we'll pay for their cars. He was on the phone with me when we found out my son passed away. Could you let him out? These evil demons gonna say, well, we want to know what he was doing out in California. Anyway, if you live in Alabama, we want to make sure he's in school and check his records. I'm like, look, ma'am, I can get you whatever you need. I need my son released to me. We're getting ready to plan his brother's funeral. No, we want to keep him in here, waiting on those reports, and we'll, consider releasing him on the next court date. So I said, look, cool. I'm not going to go back and forth with y'all. I'm under distress. Whatever you do, I just need y'all to approve that my son can at least be escorted to see his brother. Yes, they wrote it down, signed it in documents. He will be able to get out, be escorted by the probation department to the funeral. They will make arrangements to let him go to the funeral and then take him back into custody. That's cool. You're not a criminal, so I ain't worried about it. But just know that my baby is inside a juvenile hall suffering without his family. We are grieving right now. You think they care? No. And then 2 days before the funeral, when I called and said, you guys got the address, this is the time of the service is going to start, they told me we don't even have the manpower to take him to the funeral. I said, you got to be kidding me. This is not a graduation, a baby shower. This is a funeral. He was not there when my son died. You guys know I will pay whatever. How much is it? I will pay for police. They said it ain't that simple. We actually have to get a officer to come in and escort, and if they're on their day off. So I said, could you do whatever you can? I called the NAACP, who don't do a damn thing for nobody. Okay, no pun intended, but they don't. I'm like, somebody need to help me. When my son missed his brother's funeral, he literally mentally lost it. He fought every other kid in there. He fought all the staff. And what went from taking your sister's vehicle and hitting a parked car went to assault, battery. I mean, he was racking up the charges. One charge landed my son in juvenile hall in California for 5 years. For 5 years. He missed the funeral. He missed his family for 5 years. Every day he was incarcerated, he wrote me a letter. Said, Mama, this place is evil, Mama. I'm losing my mind in here, Mama. It's like the devil in here talking to me. I'm just so angry, Mama, in here. I can't believe this. Is this real? Did Kid Ryan really even die? Did y'all, like, he was so confused. I still can't read his, I can't read. He wrote me a letter every day. And there was nothing that I could do to even help my child. He got out in February of 2023. He went in 2018. He got out February of 2023. Got him a little girlfriend, I'm letting him do, his grown man thing because he went in at 16 and came out at almost 21. So he's not a child, a teenager anymore. They ride and trying to go to Vegas and just see life because he's been gone so long and ended up flipping off the freeway. Person that was driving ended up trying to swerve from hitting a car that was flashing lights and ended up running off the freeway. There was some glass in the back seat that gashed my son back wide open in the middle of his back. He said, Mama, I've been in an accident, Mama. It's like, Mama, look at my back. I'm on FaceTime with him. Look at my leg. I'm like, boy, you need to go to the hospital. He was like, Mama, out here in California, if you have any type of contact with the police or anything, he was terrified. He's like, Mama, I just did 5 years, Mama. He was like, Mama, can I just fly out there where you at, Mama? And you take me? I was like, absolutely. I bought him a ticket leaving out of LAX. They gave him a hard time. He had a copy of his ID and he had a copy of his social security card because he had just got out. They was like, no, you don't have a hard copy. Can't fly out of here. We can't verify you. But you know what was so sad? When I went to the LAX airport, if you was an immigrant and didn't have no ID and none of that, you had to go through another line and you can fly for free. But you denied my son access to fly, and he had copies of his credentials. So I said, look, go back to our hometown, which is in Fresno. I'll book you another ticket out of Fresno. You can leave from there. You can go down to the county clerk's office and get your original birth certificate. That way you have the hard copy. He said, my mom in so much pain. You think grandma got some Motrins or something? My mama said, I don't have anything. He asked his girlfriend. She asked her friends. They gave my son. And the reason why the young lady had access to medication is because she had an injury. Systemic, y'all. Say that in the chat. The doctors prescribe when a lot of people get addicted to these things. Most people have this stigma that people dying of fentanyl and all of that stuff are junkies and all of that stuff. No, they have some type of trauma or they have some type of situation that they're dealing with mentally, and they put these kids on these prescription medications, and then they be like, oh, okay. Once they be like, okay, pop one, then let me pop two, because that made me feel a little bit better than one. Then once they done with the end of their prescription, now the doctors are saying, well, you used up all of your supply before the 30 days. So now that leaves them out there searching for the stuff out there on the street. So I think she had broke her shoulder or something, and she was originally being prescribed something for it, but then she ended up going to get street prescription. So my son's like, I need something for pain, y'all. I can't sleep. I can't lay on my back. I can't lay on my stomach. My knee is gashed open if I try to lay on my stomach. My back is gashed open if I try to lay on my back. I need something for sleep. And what they gave my baby was full fentanyl. And then the way that he died. With my son who was playing basketball and dropped dead. He was running down the court, and they said he just laid down on the ground on the ball, and it was over with. But my oldest son, he suffered. As soon as he took it, he started itching really, really bad. Like trying to shake himself, like, what was that, y'all? What was that? Trying to drink milk. Said he was doing push-ups. And then they said after like 2 minutes, his whole body just got stiff. And he just started gurgling. And they want to label it as these kids out here is overdosing. It's not an overdose. That's what hurts the worst. Can you imagine being poisoned? And not being able to breathe? And all it takes is 2 to 3 minutes, and that's it. When I went to go see my son, you could tell he died in pain, y'all. How he died was how his last facial expression was. Like you could tell he died in pain. And I know both of my boys were looking for their mama when they didn't have nobody. When they didn't have nobody, they had me. I cannot imagine. I can't imagine allowing that to happen to somebody else. There's no way in the world. And I'm a part of a grieving group, okay? And I done seen grown men and grown women never recover from this. And I told God, I don't want to be like that. So I need you to help me. I don't know why, God. They were my best friends. I didn't have my father, and I didn't have a family like that. So I try to make a family, regardless how they were created. All I wanted was a family. And both of my best friends are gone. Who do I hold accountable for their deaths? A mother loses her child to a drunk driver. Our mother loses her child to gun violence. Court ain't gonna never give justice. What gives justice is at least you know they will not be able to do that to nobody else. What makes my pain more painful? Who's gonna be accountable for their deaths? Who I'm gonna hold accountable? The government? Who I'm locking up? The White House? You just killed my kid and that's it. That's it. All for greed, you open up the borders so you can get votes or whatever else, labor. And when they come over here, they're killing our kids. And then Kamala Harris had the audacity to bring Quavo, because this is a systemic problem. All of them rap about popping pills from Jeremiah to Quavo to Kodak Black. And these young kids listen to that and they are inspired by that and they are influenced by that. And you wonder why all of our children are being poisoned. The pandemic alone did something to our children and their minds. If it was hard for us as adults, just think what it did to them as young people. Now you can get on Snapchat. Now you can get on Instagram and buy it like you order in DoorDash. This fight ain't flesh and blood. That's why it only makes sense that you vote the right way. I cannot like a person, but they policies. If your policies protect my brothers and my sisters, because y'all all my brothers and my sisters, they already took my kids. I don't want them to get yours. That's why I use my voice. That's why I share my story. I say all the time, if one of them mothers who had lost their children to Adderall or Concerta, if one of them would have just spoke out, maybe I would have heard the story. Because I have spoken out, you know how many young people I done saved from going to the mental institution and saved from having medical issues. How many mamas I done educated that if you're gonna give your kid that, at least make sure every 6 months they have an EKG. If one person would have just even the mothers who has lost their children to fentanyl, I don't blame them because it is painful. Imagine living your life empty. That's a hard thing. It's a hard thing to be used to living one way. And then in the blink of an eye, you're forced to live another way. Each time I put my children in the dirt, a piece of me that was bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh. Everything about that child was created on the inside of me. The detail to their eyes, their skin, and everything. So when they died, a piece of you died. And it's not easy. It's not easy. Learning how to live your life again after death. You can't even do it without the help of God, real talk. And one is one too many. But two is too much. That's why I vote policies. It's policies, people. I don't want to vote for no policies that would allow something like that to happen because after my son died, I didn't know much about fentanyl at all. I don't take drugs. I had to go do some research on that, and then I said, what I saw, that fentanyl is manufactured in China. China don't like us. And then they sell it to the cartels. That even some of these politicians, like one of the ones Kamala Harris either picked or either one of them on her team, they got money into a head. I'll be over there, baby. It's gonna come back on. I'm fine, yeah. No, I don't need a hug, baby. Thank you. That's another thing. I have an 8-year-old son who
has had to watch his mama cry more times than any kid should ever be able to have to see their mama cry. He's already trying to handle the the devastation of I only had two brothers to look out for me. Who's gonna look out for me now? I have to watch my twin girls take a picture of their brother and kiss it and hug it. My other children. But I saw that they have money invested. And then y'all sell it to the cartels, and then the cartels just walk right across our borders. And because it's all about greed and making money, they know that just a little bit of fentanyl can make the weed go a long way. And a little bit of fentanyl can make the pills go a long way. I'm only paying $1 for it, but I'm going to actually make $5 for every dollar. Excuse me. And then when you see really what the ulterior motive is, then you realize we at war. 2020, the pandemic took out a lot of our elderly people. 2024, opioids and fentanyl poison is taking out our young people. And the burden is on our shoulders. So we're going to stop it. You know how many young women and men I done seen die? How many mamas did bury their kids? When we see other people with their kids, that's right, elderly equal historians. Youth equals future. Pay attention to the game being played. With y'all policies, y'all trying to bring the wrath of God on this country. I don't care what law you make legal. If it's against God's law, it's you just asking for wrath. But you want to know what hurt me the most? Is that my 15-year-old will be dead. He's dead 6 years. I created a petition 6 years ago. It only got 1,000 signatures. So I guess my kids, Black lives don't matter to Black people, because you know I've been asking my people for a cool minute. I ain't asked for not one donation. I asked for a signature so we can pass legislation and that we will prevent it from happening to their children, because mine's is cold. I'm not fighting for mine. This will be their justice. My son said, Mom, fight for me. A lot of people say, well, you know what? You'll see him again when you get to heaven. And I believe that 100%, but you do know when we do get to heaven, we will be sisters and brothers. We will not be sons and mothers and daughters. So my loss is a loss. It's undescribable. I didn't get no grandkids from neither one of my sons. I don't get no weddings. I don't get any of that. No, my first son, he passed away from um, taking medication for ADHD that was prescribed to him. It caused him to have a heart attack while he was playing basketball. And my oldest son, his brother, passed away from fentanyl poisoning. Do y'all mind if I share with y'all my children and then I'll let y'all go? This is mostly the reason I reached out and asked people for help because I am a business owner and God has really blessed me. I don't have a problem making money. My problem comes where I'm in so much pain. Sometimes I don't want to get up here and be a coach. Sometimes I wish I could lay by the beach. Sometimes I don't even feel like. Sometimes I don't even understand. Sometimes I'm like, God, why? Why am I still here in this much pain? Just being real with y'all. Because grief will allow you to take 2 steps forward and then on the day that they died, you snatch right back. The day that you buried them, snatch back again. Their birthdays, supposedly birthdays, snatch right back again. Holidays, and then the most horrible thing is every single day I try to remember what they look like, what they sounded like, what their voice sounded like, what they smell like. And the only thing I can remember, try to remember good memories, what they look like at 8 and 9. And those are overtaken by what they look like when they was dead. Have you ever seen a dead person? And it makes it worse when it's something you gave life to. Something that came out of your womb. And you held it and you loved it and you protected it. Now they just dead. There's no life. And that's the image that just keeps on replaying in your mind. You're trying to dig through all of that to find what they look like. So when I say I'm not letting these people out here playing politics and they destructive policies win again, I'm so serious. But you know what? I can't do it by myself. I don't mind fighting for yours. But you're going to have to help me fight. I'm not afraid. What do I got to lose? What do I gotta lose? So now I'm gonna share my children with y'all. Sis, what else can I do to help with the fight? I'm in a different state, but please let me know how I can help. Even with your documentary. However you feel led, sis. I need prayers. I need people that I'm using my voice over these next 90 days to tell the story. Not from a CNN, MSNBC, Fox News standpoint. I think people should see real life stories and see what has happened to people, whether they lost their jobs, whether they lost their loved ones, whether they lost their livelihood. I think people should see that because it's easy to manipulate the minds of the masses and make them believe a narrative, but it's hard to hide the truth. But of course, it costs resources to be able to travel and talk to mothers and fathers because they embarrassed. You know how many people that said nasty things about my kids when they shouldn't have been junkies? You should have been a better parent. Well, good for them. So people shut down out of fear that you finna say something. I mean, and that is the worstest thing that you can say to a mother who has lost their child. And be so nasty about it. I'm scared for my 9-year-old grandson every day. I'm praying for your grandson, baby. And we gotta do something. It's on us to do something. If not, we're gonna lose our children. Because the world is waiting to teach them. These paid actors in Hollywoods, Hollyweird. You need more voices like me that's not afraid and ashamed, but everybody's not here. I can respect that. Everybody pain is different, but look, I'm a warrior. You're not going to do that to my children. I'm going to take that land out. This is their justice to save another life. This is their justice because I never get it in a court of law. This is their justice to make sure that another family don't got to bury their loved one. This is their justice. That somebody won't vote for the wrong thing. And it just takes resources to do that. I'm most disturbed at these politicians and all of these people. They can raise millions of dollars, but look at everyday civilians. They can't even go in there and afford a loaf of bread, y'all. They got to decide if they're going to pay their rent or put some gas in their car. I think it's wrong. I just think it's wrong. And they don't care, so we have to. Y'all know I make shirts. I customize shirts. Y'all like some of the sayings. You want Donald Trump on a shirt. Hell, you want Kamala on a shirt. I don't care. You could buy a shirt for me representing Kamala. I'm going to take the money and make sure Kamala don't get in office. I'm not playing. It has nothing to do with her as a woman. It has nothing to do with her as a woman of color. It's just the policies that you stand for. I can never vote for you and you voting and you're advocating for unalive and unborn children. That's genocide. And then you got the borders open so that you can unalive the youth. That's homicide. I could never stand in agreement with that. And be human. And be human. I could never do that. Thank y'all for the gift. So I always tell people, look, if you don't want to donate, and donations are always accepted. Like I said, I'm not a baker, I'm a businesswoman. I know how to go get it. The problem is, a lot of the times I'm in a lot of pain and I don't feel like getting up, showing up. Thanks for the cat. Showing up in this space and place. I'm trying to make sure that I heal so that when I lead, I'm not bleeding on the people. It's important to heal. It comes with PSTD, it comes with anxiety, it comes with a lot. Thank you for sharing your story, but to be honest, Donald Trump is no better. They all the same. I believe they all the same party, but it's policies. What I do know enough about Donald Trump is that he was already in office and his policies benefited the people. That's what I'm really for. Is that the people will be benefited. You can pay your rent. You can buy you some food. You may not like that man. And I'm not telling you that you gotta like him. But I respect his policies that no, abortions is not necessary. Let's let the state decide that. Let's get the economy. That's one thing that I will say. He do love his country. That's one thing I say. That man ain't received a paycheck from anybody. You got to know that for me not to take a paycheck, most of them would take a paycheck. I don't even want a paycheck. I just want the country better. I love this country and I just want this country better. And you know what? It don't matter if they brought us over here on ships and chains. I thank God that I can live in America and I don't have to live anywhere else. I'm serious. And I didn't travel to other countries. Making choices for others isn't making anything better. I didn't say that. And you know what? Everybody gonna give an account about what they did. But one thing that I do know is I'm a Bible baby. And God said, "Thou shalt not murder." If you don't even want to be put in that situation, you know what to do. You don't get to live reckless and then just be like, yeah, for the hell of it. Now, there's some situations that require for you to have emergency surgery. Do you have a website for insurance? I do. I'm gonna put it in here. That's a personal decision, and everybody gonna give an account. It's crazy that people will actually say, "I'm in control of my body," but you ain't even in control of your own breath. You ain't even controlling your own breath. At any time, if God said, "Look, your breath is up," then you can't breathe. Okay? You can't breathe. It shouldn't be. I'm not saying that. But abortion shouldn't be advocated either. That's a murderer. And if that's the only judge, which is God, then God said, "Thou shalt not murder." It's a sin. So you can't have your cake and eat it too. No, that ain't how you do that. That's not how you do that. If you're going to say God gave me a personal decision for my personal body, then God is the originator, the manufacturer of that body. He give it life and he take it away. And he did say, "Thou shalt not murder." So that's called a rebellious spirit. And that's why this fight ain't against flesh and blood. They just using Trump as the one that they hate, and they're using these people as puppets. This is spiritual. This is satanic. Darkness versus light. Okay, that's what this is. If you give birth, you give life. If you take it, then you kill it. Yeah.
They are fear mongering abortion and no plan. Exactly. And then I'm not here to debate with you about Trump. See, that's how I know when y'all just be full of CNN and MSNBC. Okay. So God isn't the only one that give life. Satan damn sure don't give life. And now I'm about to get you up out of here, because one thing that I don't do is I'm not even gonna waste my time with ignorance. If you want to be unlearned, beloved. There ain't nobody else that can give life but God. And don't ever come over here on my page or my profile. It ain't about you wanting to hear the truth. What truth? Your truth is a lie. You don't want to hear the truth. That's why you so defensive. And I'm not the one or the two, okay? So if you don't resonate with what I'm saying over here, you feel free to move along. Just like you feel free to make your decisions on your body, then you feel free to just pass this broadcast. Because once you start getting disrespectful, talking about I just don't want to hear the truth. Who made you the truth? It ain't even logical. You sound like the news. And they don't tell the truth. They call the lying media for a reason. They call the false prophet for a reason. God's word is true, and every man is a liar. How about that? So if you ain't speaking God's word, then you're not speaking the truth. Who made my word truth? I speak truth, the Bible. Those are not my words. Those are God's words. I don't care about your opinion. Everybody have opinion, just like everybody got buttholes. And everybody buttholes get dirty. Okay? Absolutely, mama. You sure can. Because I don't have time for that. I'll be trying to come through here and educate, but if you want to remain ignorant, you got that right to. But don't come up over here being ignorant, because ignorance is not allowed over here. If you can't think for yourself, then we can't think together. We are not the same. And you still try to sit over here and get clout. You mad? You how much? What benefit is it for you to try to persuade me to do anything otherwise? What dog do you have in the fight? What benefit did you got? Is you finna get a new house? Is you finna get some reparations? You still waiting on them? Murder is murder, and that's God's truth. It ain't your body. If you so dang on independent, grow your own hair, give your own self breath of life, because if something hits you or something come get you, you can't even control your own breath. So how you gonna say you can control your own body? Same as if it to you, I guess. I have my own home. What that mean? Do you own land? Because you can own your own home. That's still called lease with an option to buy. You go ahead and miss your mortgage payment and you ain't gonna have your own home if that's what you referring to. See, that's what I'm saying. You're not educated. Do you own some land? Do you own some land? Because when you own land, you're doing boss stuff, landlord. Okay, you own a house. All you own is a lease with an option to buy. You go ahead and miss your mortgage payment, you're gonna be homeless. I'm not, because this person is over here is a Kamala character, is a character. And it's sad to say that, as old as you is, you ought to be ashamed of yourself. And y'all just bear with me, okay? Let me tell y'all this about Dr. Tawana. When you come in my house and be disrespectful, then I have a right to check you. Because in the natural, I ain't gonna let you come up to my house and enter into my house and then put your feet up and all of that stuff and then be disrespectful in my house. I'm not gonna let you mock me, talk smack to me. I'm not gonna let you do none of that in the natural. So I sure ain't gonna let you do that on the social media platform either. Okay, you ain't checked me on this social media. I checked you. And it made you as an example of your ignorance. You sound like Joy them from The View, okay? Now move on along, and then I'm going to go ahead and block you if you say something else. Me or any one of the moderators that got the ability to do that, you going to get blocked. Because you're not looking for truth. You're looking for somebody to argue with you, and I ain't got time. See, I never did that. These hands work like AT&T. That's why I don't be out here arguing and doing any of that, okay? I don't do that. because I like to lay hands and reach out and touch them. And God gave me a scripture in the Bible, Proverbs 20 and 30, a severe beating to knock all the evil out of some people. And some people can get hands laid on them in the spirit, slain, and some people can get hands laid on them in the natural. So I don't do all that back and forth with people. I'm a lover, but I'm also a defender. Okay, so let you go to Cell Block D. Do your big one on my page. Don't ever get it twisted, okay? Go do your big one on yours. You too damn old to be that ignorant. That's what I will say. You too damn old. You're stuck in your ancestor days. We vote blue no matter who. Keep on voting blue. That's how we got here. I wish God would let me beat up everybody who voted blue, and we wouldn't be here. Would nobody be suffering? My son wouldn't be in the grave. Half of the other hundreds of thousands. You better go on, girl. You're doing too much. Let me let you go and watch your business, because you going to listen. Let me show y'all my son. Let me get out of here, because these TikTok clowns. It don't take me nothing but $1.99 to find out where somebody live at. It's called Spokio.com. See, I'm that type of person. And then they come over here thinking that they can just get on, they can be bots, and they can just get on, be disrespectful. You don't know who you messing with. Come outside your house, getting ready to get in your car, and I'm like, hello, you said what? Hello? You remember me, Dr. T? Remember you was talking that job stuff on that line? I'm that type. Let me pull this up real quick. Sister Zara said we can ride it down. Look, we can ride it at midnight too. Let me get out of here. See that? Yeah. Lollipops get licked, and I ain't no sucker. I don't know why they be playing the game. I'm not the one of the two. All right, let me show y'all Mr. Kevrian, a 15-year-old. I don't know what this says for that one that just wrote in. I think it's Spanish. Let me see if I can translate that. No, I can't. I'm sorry. If you can write it in English, Fatima, let me go ahead and put this up here. My videos all over Instagram. Praise the Lord. Lord, let your glory be made known and manifested. Now, if he would just send the people that would help me to continue to take it all around the world so it can get off of Instagram, and we can go ahead and get these right policies and get this country back on track, and that would be great if he would send the supporters. Y'all go ahead and pray with me, y'all. Father God, send the supporters. Send those that will hold my arms up like Moses, because I cannot do it by myself. It would take me too long. We got 90 days or less. This is not a game. This is not a game. We got 90 days or less. All right, let me pull this up. Excuse me. All right, let me turn the camera around over here. I believe that. I absolutely believe that 100%. I'm believing God. I'm hanging on to his. Some people are hanging on by a thread. I'm hanging on to his hem. God, you got to do something else with this pain other than let it hurt me. That's all I know. This is Kev Ryan.
Though I'm missing you, I'll find a way to get through. Living without you, 'cause you were my sister, my strength, and my pride. Only God may know why. Still, I will get by.
Raised them in the Lord. They learned how to work early. They had went out, made their own money, shoveling snow.
How could it be that a sweet memory
I had to turn the music down so I don't, both of my sons.
Now that you're gone, every day I go on, but life's just not the same. I'm so empty inside, and my tears I can't hide. But I'll try to face the pain. Though I'm missing you.
Love feeding the homeless. Taught my kids well. Make sure they take care of society.
Living without you. You were my sister, my strength, and my crown. Only God may know why. Still, I will get by. There were so many things that we could have shared. If time was on our side. Ooh, yeah. Now that you're gone, I can still feel you near. So I'll smile with every tear I cry. Though I'm missing you, I'll find a way to go through. Living without you. You are my sister, my strength and my pride. Only God may know why. Still I will get back.
He was always smiling.
We were the closest to friends, but I wait for the day when I'll see you again. See you again. But I got to wait to get through.
Excuse me.
You are my sister. Only God may know why. Still I will get missing. Oh yes I am. I'm missing you.
He knows my name. Yes, he knows my name. He knows my name. Yes, he knows my name. And oh, how he walks with me. Yes, oh, how he talks with me. Yeah. And oh, how he tells me that I am his own. You know
my favorite color. I would love to take you out
Let
on a
me
date.
see how I can stop this.
That's my boyfriend.
Oh, you guys are together?
Yeah.
Oh,
Now let me pull up the other one. He looks just like me. Hope I get some good sleep tonight because I don't. It hurts me to even watch those movies. Um, thank you guys very much. What is going on with Facebook? Oh, there we go. Hold on, I'm waiting for this to load up real quick. So this is my oldest son's tribute. Eating home. Oh, it's frozen. Oh, wow. It's not playing on YouTube. I'm going to come back. It's frozen. I'm sorry. I'll play it the next time because I can't play it again. That's my first time watching that video the whole way through with you guys. Yes, you can see my kids were always with me. And yeah. It just takes my words away because that used to be, and now it's no more. And it just, it's complicated. It's difficult. It's 100% painful. And we got to put a stop to this. Ray, thank you. I love y'all. Y'all have been so very supportive. And, you know, I have a podcast that I'm getting ready to start. I want to bridge the gap between colored folks and Caucasians, you know, so that we stop letting these weirdos divide us. And I just want to thank y'all for showing up and showing out. Thank you for following me, yes. And just making my decision that much easier. I don't mind fighting for y'all. We all children of the Most High God. But like I said, I need y'all help. And I'm never going to come by and beg. I see people raise money for all kinds of things. I simply just want to tell this story to every American. And if it even go abroad, let it go abroad. Because they got it going on in the UK too. It's a straight up pandemic, epidemic. So wherever God will take my voice, I already got people, film crew. I mean, we need to get out. I want to talk to more people that have lost their children. Not only that, I want to talk to people that's out here suffering. I believe that is what's going to give people the ability to make an informed decision. If we just allow the news to tell these people, then I don't know. That's why we got to do something, and I'm doing my part. I'm just asking everybody. The UK is imploding right now. That's what I know. I didn't watch documentaries over there. Like, it's bad. I hope that's true. I know one thing that they do know. Their mama got their back. That's one thing they know. I've always had their back. So I do have shirts. Y'all know my famous saying, lollipops get licked and I ain't no sucker. If y'all want that, I customize them. I also have a shirt by popular demand. Skin folks don't make us skin folks. I have that one as well. I do have some Donald Trump merch shirts, especially from the historical, July the 13th. I do have one that say, you know, Trump, you invited to the barbecue. I got some funny stuff that I put on there. I wanted to make it comical, to just, I'm not even gonna lie, I was being petty. I just wanted to piss a few people off. But I have different type of designs for the shirt, okay? The link is inside of my bio over here on TikTok. I just saw you on Corey's Insta, had to come find you. Who is Corey? I don't even know where the video that went to, y'all. Listen, my people had pissed me off when they started talking about Donald Trump trying to shoot himself for our votes. And I had to get on here and tell them, like, y'all is high. Something is wrong with y'all. And it just kind of went from there. So then a dude got inside of my comments and started saying some nasty stuff. And like I told y'all, when you drive up my lane, I'm driving back. So I had to drive back up his lane, and people then tagged me and shared, like, look, you on Instagram, you on X, you on this, you on that. I'm like, really? It was just a response to a comment in the video. It went crazy. Like, I believe that Courier, how do you spell it? Courier, have you talked to Donald Trump? No, I want to speak to Donald Trump. I want to give Donald Trump a hug. I'm not even gonna cap to you. I thank Donald Trump. I might don't always agree with him. I don't care. We human beings. That's what we're supposed to do. And I don't hate Joe Biden and Kamala and them. I just hate their policies. I pray for all parties in position because that's what I'm supposed to do. But like Donald Trump, for real, you love your country, man. You almost took a bullet to the head. Like, that is just, you a real warrior. That's what I love about him. And I want to hug him. And I also want to let him hear the stories and let him know that everybody don't hate you, man. The Bible tells us to judge people by their fruit. You can judge a tree by its fruit. But this media then got people judging him by his words. And it's crazy. It's scary crazy how these people just all hate this man and you don't know him. But those are the characteristics of a true servant of God. You will be hated by all men for my name's sake. So I want to give that warrior a hug from another warrior. But I want to let him know everybody don't hate you. And I appreciate what you have done and how you fighting. I want to pray for him. I just want to let him know I got your back. And I don't care who don't like it. Thank you for standing on the morals of God. And I'm not against anybody. My daughter was in a whole lesbian relationship for years. And I loved her the whole time she was in it. But I also gave her the truth. If you don't get your life right before it's over with, I had to give her the real raw truth because I'm her mama. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything that's wrong. And this is the way that it is. And this is what's wrong with this country. They done messed up. You didn't let everything go in it. You need to put God back in this bad boy. Because you see who in control since y'all wanted to remove him from all of this and all of that. It's just a bunch of rebellion happening at this point. And rebellion is a byproduct of sin, blatant sin. So that's what I want to do. I don't know how y'all can take my story, download it, share it on True Social. I try to go over there. They told me I was on a wait list, and I don't like waiting long, so I just never went back. But I would absolutely like him to know my story and know why it's important that he win. And that I appreciate him for fighting for this country. If don't nobody else appreciate y'all, I do. This country that went to hell in 4 years. It ain't even recognizable. So yeah, I got the link in my bio if y'all want y'all a shirt. If you don't see something on the website, then just hit me up. No, I couldn't get on True Social. Like when they first opened it up and they started like accepting people, it was a long wait list and I just never went back. Facebook kind of always been my thing. You know, I come over here and disrupt on TikTok every now and again. I've been having my X account since 2021 and probably posted one post on there like in 2021. I just started posting on there. But yeah, I would absolutely love to meet Donald Trump and to thank him face to face. And not only that, whatever I can do
And that ain't even whatever I can do. The only thing that I know I can do is use my voice right now. And my last name is Worlds, and I know God didn't give me that last name for no reason. So I'm ready to travel. X is where I heard your video. Okay, cool. I just learned how to stream to X from StreamYard. But I am on X. Y'all help me share, with everybody. Roland Martin, no. Because y'all might not like my conversation on Roland Martin. I got to tell Roland Martin the truth. Yeah, I got to tell Roland Martin the truth. He be tripping. Straight up. But I guess I'll leave y'all alone for tonight. I thank y'all for listening. Whatever I share when I'm trying to reach out and just reach my people, that's all I ask is that you share, that you join with me in prayer. If you guys are prayer warriors and you want to join me in praying spiritually for the next 90 days. I know 90 days is not a long time, but Nehemiah was able to build a wall and keep the enemy out in 52 days. So I believe that the impossible is possible when we come together. And Nehemiah had help. That's how he was able to rebuild that wall in 52 days. We have 90 days. And we need to be making an informed decision like our life depends on it, because our life do. We're right at the brink of war. We can't afford nothing else to happen at all. And we need to be praying for real. So I will add that to the link that's already in my bio. If you want to join, we're going to have a group. And we're going to pray for the next 90 days. And we're going to bombard heaven, and we're going to believe God. May your will be done. Sorry for the others that did other stuff that had angered you. But look, God, we need you, and we need you right now, because the rat is fast. If you don't want a shirt, any of my coaching programs, I was going to come by here and talk to y'all about some plays I got, but God wanted me to go this way. So if you guys don't mind, every Cash App, every Zelle, every Venmo, every time you purchase a shirt, every GoFundMe, I don't like using that platform for the simple fact that you trying to raise funds and they got a portion out of it, right? I think like out of $150, they gave me $105. It's like, look, I don't need no middleman cutting in the middle, because I need people to edit. I got a whole team that I need them to edit me a whole dang on ad. Donald Trump ain't the only one going to be out here with ads. I need people to see real stuff that I didn't show y'all today. I got some shirts that'll make people be like, wow, what is that? Ever seen a dead child? Yeah. This is what happened on their watch. Yeah, I got some real raw stuff. My Cash App is Let's Do Kingdom, all together. LETSDOKINGDOM, because that's what I believe we should be doing. Let's do kingdom. Stop doing division. Stop doing politics. Stop all of this stuff. Let's do kingdom. Let's do what God wants us to do. But that's the Cash App as well. But yeah, I hope something that I shared tonight was able to help somebody. Like I said, I got some shirts. Y'all want some shirts made? I got you covered, okay? For those over here on YouTube and Facebook, if you want a shirt made, I will be doing a follow-up TikTok so y'all can see the new merch, the new designs. But it don't matter if you're voting for Kamala or if you're voting for Donald Trump, you can buy one of these shirts, and then them proceeds that I make off that shirt that you just bought in exchange for Kamala is going to be for me to campaign against their policies. I just don't keep it up front. Ain't no need me to sugarcoat nothing. My money ain't political. Okay, and it does not discriminate. It's going to definitely help me do what my mission is. You're going to be satisfied because you get a shirt. I'm going to be satisfied because I get to stop them in their tracks. Okay, but I love y'all. Okay,
I appreciate y'all listening. It's gonna be another cool minute before I come back by here crying. Today was the day. Yeah, I done cried all my makeup off, but it may not be. The more that I gotta tell their story, I got to tell it, and I got to live in the raw emotion. But I'm the woman for the job, and like I said, I love y'all and I appreciate it. I don't have to know you to love you. By his love will they know I'm his disciple. And skin don't make us skin. Just know that. Skin don't make us skin. And if you need me, I got your back. Somebody ever run up on you, just know that you got somebody that's gonna run up on them. Okay? I'm that type of friend. I'm that type of sister. And yeah, y'all help me get to the man, the head in charge, or shall be in charge, and I'll be the spokesperson for the free 99. I just need y'all to help me get there. That being said, peace. I'll see y'all on the next time. May the Lord bless you 100-fold. Kimber J, I appreciate the cash app. I appreciate all of the gifts and all of the stars and stuff y'all give over here on TikTok. 100-fold return to you all. Okay, I really do appreciate you. And even if you don't have nothing to give, thank you for letting me earn the right to your time. All I ask is that you would share. Love you too, Sister Simone. I love you guys so much. And I'll see y'all the next time, okay? All right, peace. I know I'm looking a hot mess, but it's cool. It's on purpose. All right, people.